Well, hello, and welcome to an Arknights Operator's Mediocre guide featuring Blue Poison, or BP for short, holding the prestige of being released on day 1, and always ready to give the doctor some very delicious cake. It would be a real shame if someone was doing something under that desk right now. We've got an easy enough subclass today, the Marksman Sniper. If there was an airborne unit within range, they will prioritize attacking it. Otherwise, they attack as normal. Whatever the case, they will go for the closest enemy to the exit like most other operators. Also, they're among the category of having a low DP cost. The Poison Dart Frog's talent enables her to inflict a poison debuff to enemies hit, more toxic than Twitter, dealing a minor amount of arts damage every second, lasting for 3 seconds. Though simple, it allows BP to squeeze out some extra damage for next to no effort, just the operator doing their general role. It also makes her a little more effective against high defense enemies, so while Blue Poison's actual attacks do less against them, the talent will slowly chip away. But I would not rely on it for dedicated damage, think of it as a bonus damage source. And no, the poison does not stack on itself, just refreshing the duration. The first skill, Twin Shot Auto, buffs up the next attack, dealing up to 200% physical damage and targeting 2 different enemies at once. Whoa, suddenly the poison talent seems a bit more prevalent. Another one of those cases of simple and cheap on the SP cost, and therefore consistent. For that 2 SP cost, you do have to bring this skill to Mastery 3, but getting to fire off the skill every 3rd shot instead of every 4th is a significant damage increase. On top of this, like with every short enough on-attack charging skill, it is indeed abusable with the right SP generating tactics, for example when paired with Arketo or Chen if you so desire. Venom Spray is the poison producer's second skill, and for up to 30 seconds gains a moderate attack boost and is able to hit 3 enemies at once. Whoa, suddenly the poison talent seems more prevalent. I'm not going to repeat the same thing again, but compared to skill 1, this one trades consistency and scaling for an additional target and an attack stat increase, being able to handle moderately defense-statted enemies better and mopping up other less durable enemies. Like I said, you are trading in consistency for this, so this is your burst option out of the 2 skills. I would also like to point out this huge decrease in SP cost when brought to Mastery 3, because it drops by a whole 10 from skill level 7, enabling you to get Blue Poison's skill out sooner as you are likely to drop her down early on a map. It also allows Blue Poison to attack her main target a second time, so you probably want that. Gonna lightly touch on the module, there's nothing too significant to highlight. Blue Poison gains an attack speed boost, as well as more attack speed when there are ground enemies in range, all generating some value when combined with those multi-hit skills. So don't let the less than average module stat boost fool you. Talent boost wise, you get about a 25% boost to the poison's damage. So how do we use the Toxic Frog? Well, let's start with which skill you will be using, and personally I am on team skill 1 all the way, but I'll go through the merits of both. Skill 1, it's reliable. You can count on the skill firing off very often and is not dependent on the timed skill activation, which is nice if you're trying to easily assess whether BP is contributing anything significant, or you're as empty-brained as I am and forget to activate skills. Skill 2, deals more damage during the skill duration. One argument against this skill I will mention is why not just use an operator whose attacks in an area normally, such as artillerymen snipers and splash casters. Speed and quick deployment is the answer. BP takes advantage of her cheap DP cost, allowing for an earlier deployment, and unlike those example subclasses, her attack speed is much quicker, and is not reliant on enemies being in one place. Where I do think Blue Poison gets her selling point, regardless of which skill you opt for, is not being stuck only dealing minor damage to a high defense enemy. Her multi-hit stuff will ensure that her hits aren't completely going to waste, because it can mop up other less durable enemies while they chip away at the primary tankier ones, whichever one takes priority. And normally I don't go into too much detail with operator stats, but Blue Poison is made of paper, even when compared to other 5-star marksman snipers, so do keep that in mind when deploying our corrosive waifu. Finally, here are the Cake Maker's stats, potentials, trust bonus, base skill, and my E264 N3 Blue Poison, ready with desserts aplenty and a voice line that puts a smile on my face.
今、私に触れてくださったのですか？もう一度お願いできないかしら。
And that was the Blue Poison guide. Cute and deadly, many people would pay good money for those traits together.